Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Thomas F. Chappell Jr., with another episode of The Real Men of Real Estate. I have my very special guests here. I say this all the time, but they are special guests. One of my favorite mentors is Andy Teasley. And let's talk, okay? So we get into it. Tell the people
you should
about...
finish your tag, though. It's the Black Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club.
Yes,
right.
Thank you. Let's tell the folks who you are and... are you originally from California or where you come from?
Okay, well, I'm one of the weird ones. I'm actually sixth generation Inland Empire.
Okay.
My mom's ancestors were part of the Mormon Army.
Okay.
And they walked all the way to Southern California from Salt Lake. It took them quite a while, and apparently when they got here, the war was over, and my ancestor decided that was a hell of a long walk, and we're not going back. So they landed in Coburn, Colton area. And,
okay.
That's where they stayed forever and ever.
Okay, so let the people know who is Andy Teasley and what make Andy Teasley a very special, complicated person.
Oh, jeez. Well, I don't have a limit on my tongue very often, quite frankly. I've been taking real estate education since I was in my early 20s. I love investment. I love investing in real estate and creative stuff. And my goal for the last 20 years has been to torture every youngster I come near and encourage them to plan for being old.
Okay. So,
including you.
Thank you. Before real estate, what have you done? Because I know, but a lot of people don't know what you've done.
Let's see. I got out of Cal Poly, then I went and bought and lost a restaurant in a couple of years. Then we built a carnival. I ran a carnival for a dozen years. My wife said, if you want to have kids, you're going to get out of that crazy business. So I started a holiday decorating company, and we hung 5,000 pole decorations every year. It was an amazingly good business until 2008 when the economy collapsed and the governor wiped out all the redevelopment agencies, so we lost about 90% of our clients. Thankfully, in the Christmas business, you work 3 months, 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, October, November, January. And that gave me 9 months of the year to invest in real estate, and that's what I did. So 2010, I pulled a 48-hour shift. And after my third sunrise on the same workday, I decided that I really didn't have to work that hard anymore. And I called all my clients 2 days later when I woke up, and I fired them all. So then it would spend full-time real estate ever since.
Okay, so you go by a very unique special name. Tell the folks what that is.
Oh, I don't know. The Wizard of Wobbly Boxes I've been tagged as.
Well, the other one before the Wizard of Wobbly Box.
Which one?
Andy the Christmas Guy.
Oh, well, that's because I used to own the holiday decorating company.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of people might not know, so we just want to get them to understand who Andy is. So when you had the Christmas thing, why did they call you Andy the Christmas Guy?
Well, because that was a good email to have if you're in the Christmas business. So you know the things that look like stockings and candy canes that you see on streetlight poles at Christmas time.
Right.
Well, I had the company, and we manufactured those in the desert near Palm Springs, and we hung on rental contracts 5,000 of those every year.
Okay.
California, Arizona, Nevada, and a little bit of Utah.
Okay.
And it was great business. It was, like I said, 7 hours a day, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, October, November, and January. And the rest of the year, I got to work about 10 hours a week and goof around and buy real estate.
So how was it like running a carnival?
It was a lot of fun when I was young and single, but when you get married and the wife says it's enough of that craziness, you change your mind. You do other things.
So when you say carnival, you thinking all the sideshows and the rides and all that other good stuff?
So we had what we would call a 40-miler or a church show, which meant that we worked typically about 40 to 50 miles between our locations.
Okay.
And it was mostly Catholic churches, Greek churches, community festivals, sponsored events, and we had 12 rides, 6 big ones and 6 little ones, and rental booths for the sponsors to run. We had a food wagon booked on with us and a guy that ran a handful of professional games, and occasionally we'd get a back-end piece, but it was pretty rare. It meant something fell through for somebody.
So you like a jack of all trades kind of guy.
Well, yeah, I get bored easily.
We know you love challenging people, and that's one of the things that I find intriguing when it comes to speaking with you. You're very informative, and you do challenge a lot of people, and a lot of people take your advice to heart and turn around and do the same things that you're doing. What's the technique that you use to do stuff like that, to where people gravitate to the things that you're saying?
Boy, that's an interesting thought. I've been told I'm mean, but I think I'm just direct. I just tell people the way it is. I love when I'll catch somebody who's under 30 years old, and I'll ask them a math question. I'll say, what's the value after 50 years of putting $500 a month away and investing it consistently at 15%? And then we'll take out the financial calculator and we'll do the math for them, and we'll show them that will grow up to $69 million.
Okay.
So if you're 25, what that means is if you do that, you dedicate yourself to putting away that $17.67 a day until you're 75 and invest it well, then you'll have $69 million.
Now, when you use that mathematics, I know you use the analogy with Starbucks.
We talk about this, the Starbucks. Yeah. Well, think about it. And half of that $17.67 a day, most of the youngsters in our sphere spend half of that at Starbucks every day.
Correct.
I don't think you can go get in and out of that place for under $10, can you?
I don't know because I don't drink.
Me neither. Are they a sponsor, or can we tell people how bad their coffee is?
Oh, no, go for it.
I don't drink coffee. The only thing I get from Starbucks is the green tea, which is really good, but it's still overpriced at $1.50.
Oh, yeah.
Go
Oh,
to
yeah.
one
Now,
of the famous supermarkets and get one for about 59 cents in a six-pack.
so I've been disappointed, though, because my favorite coffee used to be AM/PM gas stations.
Oh, okay.
And they quit. They went from having a good 2-gallon jug there that boiled for an hour or two, so it got really good, and now they're doing a cup at a time. So it's like drinking sawdust. I don't like that stuff. Anyway.
So now we move from going to carnivals and the Christmas thing, and now you into real estate. What intrigued you about doing real estate?
I've always been interested in real estate. You know, it's been something that's intrigued me for many years. My dad was a repressed entrepreneur.
Okay.
In that he was, when he got married, my mom said, "You're going to get a college degree," and she took him out of the Air Force and put him into college, and he became an elementary school teacher. But he was a repressed entrepreneur, and he had actually purchased some acreage to put a miniature golf course in Porterville, which is up in Central Valley.
Okay.
Which, of course, got sold to help pay for the college education. So, yeah. So, and his friends that were wealthy were real estate people. And he had an opportunity when I was a kid. He had an agent friend who presented him with a fourplex in Sunnymead at the time it was called, that he could have gotten with his VA financing.
Okay.
He would just have to lie and tell people we were living in one of those units, and there was no way my dad would do that. Several of his friends did, and they made very nice money on those fourplexes because they were nice new fourplexes. But he was never willing to do that. Very honorable man. And thank goodness he's still with us. 90 years old this year.
Hey.
I hope I have some good genes there, huh?
Exactly.
So anyhow, so I've always liked real estate, and I'm basically unemployable at this time. You know, I'm too mean and ornery to work for anybody. So I have to work for myself, and I like having 30 families that work 10 hours a week so they can pay my bills, you know?
Exactly. It's
hard to beat that. That to me is freedom. I think I fight most of my life to make sure I preserve my freedom.
Good. So where did the Wizard of Wobbly Block come from?
Well, so 2009 and 10, there was a fire sale on real estate in California. I was buying houses for 10 cents on the dollar, and I bought 51 doors of rental units in 9 and 10.
Okay.
That was too much. But 11, 12, things started drying up. And 13, I was just really discouraged because I hadn't bought anything for over a year. So I started talking to friends, and one of them said, you got to go talk to Tim. He's doing Lonnie deals down in Orange County. So I said, what's a Lonnie deal? And somebody told me that a Lonnie deal is a system that was developed, marketed by Lonnie Scruggs, that you buy a mobile home cheap, you fix it up, and you sell it with seller carryback financing to provide somebody with good, safe, clean housing that they can afford to buy. And I like that. So I read the book. I took his system and updated it to today because things have changed. When he wrote the book, he was writing notes at 18%, and that was reasonable.
Okay.
Those days have come and gone. I mean, everybody's crying about interest rates being high. I know I've bought rental houses and paid 25% just because the tenants could afford to pay that.
Right.
So people crying about 5 and 6 is kind of hard to understand.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our first break here, and we will be back with our very special guest, the Wizard of Wobbly Boxes, Andy Teasley, and we'll go deeper into that. Thank you.